So I've got a couple of panels laying on the lawn, and the sun is almost up enough that it's going to be flooding them with light. And the sun is shining. Get rid of some of this dirt off of these. The question is how much power are these panels producing? And it looks like we're bringing in almost 60 watts out of a possible 100 watts. So, a pretty straightforward solar setup. The solar panels coming into the MPPT controller, over through here to a couple of batteries. I also have this running to put some load on those to keep the voltage down a little. With that said, that voltage is pretty high. Anyway, the point is, why have I put this together? Well, I would like to finish the X-Bank. And so if you've watched the previous videos, you'll know that I built a big parallel bank of 18650s. I've actually split those up now into smaller banks of 4x8. And so each one of these potentially should give us a little over 200 watt hours, somewhere between 200 and 250. So what is the next step? What I need to do is weld these positives and the negatives together, and then put a couple of connectors on the end to connect this to a buck converter. And then whenever the battery is at a certain voltage, I'd probably say about 13 volts, I'll start dripping the power from the battery down to charge the lithium-ion bank. And then whenever the battery dips below, say, 12.4, I'll use a boost converter to bring the power back to the lead-acid batteries. So, I guess let's give it a shot. Okay, so what is the plan? The plan is to weld this nickel strip across all of the cells, like so. And then right at the end here, we'll add a little copper bar that we can solder to then connect this battery, or this cell at least, to our buck and boost converters. Now, the tips on here are looking pretty awful, and I've actually ordered a new, I don't know what they call them, I guess a welding pen. Anyway, I've ordered a new one. Hopefully this will survive this welding. The cells themselves are in pretty crappy condition on the top, but I'm too lazy to fix that. So, let's give it a shot. Now, I spent a while kind of cutting this stuff with the wrong tool. You can actually just use scissors, which is pretty cool. The nice thing about it being one cell is that I can't short the positives and negatives out because there's only a positive on this side, which is kind of helpful. There's two. Three. And oh crap, we're gonna make it. And four. This is just rough. There we go. Alright, the welder is on. It's on 12 pulse. Here we go. Let's give it a shot. And that looks pretty decent. No, that didn't work at all. That worked. There we go. Nice. I think for now I'm just going to do a single weld on each one. If I want to add some welds later, then, well, I'll just do that. But for now, I think this is good enough, as this is just a prototype. So I think we'll fast forward right here and get the rest of these done. Alright, that's one side done. Now it's time to get the other side welded together. Pretty much the same process. Alright, I'm done with the welding. So, yeah, these welds look pretty strong on there. Might have used a little too much current, but they're definitely going to hold. One thing I would have done different when building this would have been to compress these two sides together, just to make sure they were completely solid, but I didn't do that, so too late now. Alright, so we have the positive and the negative side. Now we need to put some copper under those. And as it happens, I do have some copper available, so that's really helpful. Cool. Alright, the soldering iron is warming up. We have solder, and we have the copper bars, so this will be interesting. I'm not sure entirely how I'm going to do this. Maybe I can fold those in. Oh, that works. Not sure how well it's going to work. I need some way to hold the copper in place. Okay, that looks pretty good. So my plan is to get this across here and then add in this connector. So we'll give the soldering iron a second to warm up. Well, I forgot to turn the camera back on. So I've soldered one end, and this time we'll do the other end, but I'll actually record it. That's what I get for turning the camera off, I guess. Let's give this another shot. That one's kind of closer than the other one was, but that's probably okay. Might melt the plastic a little bit, but I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue. Make sure that's got a nice solid connection right there. That looks pretty good. All right, nice. So now we just need to connect these wires. That may have been the wrong piece, but that's fine. This is the negative side. Might need a little bit of help right here. Let's try this out. Hey, that's good. All right. Awesome. And put the positive side on. Sweet. There we go. There we have it. One giant parallel cell. Let's check the voltage quickly. .92. Now, I'm sure that these are actually probably balancing out. Yeah, you can see there's some volt difference between them. So I'll probably have to give that a little while to balance all the way. But that's okay. They were all pretty close. Anyway, so we'll give that a little bit of time, and the next step will be to build the buck converter and the boost converter and an Arduino that can turn them on and off. So stay tuned for that one. All right, see ya.